and welcome to another episode of the Grow Your Occupancy podcast. I'm Julie and recording this January of 2024. So if you're not tired of hearing Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Hope your year's going really well so far. I'm here by myself today to talk about lead generation. Outreach, outreach, outreach. I'm a firm believer that outreach isn't dead. Would love to hear from you. However, how outreach is approached may need some tweaking. First, we've got to approach it. We have to approach it. We've all heard the law of diminishing return. So that the law of perpetual return would mean, or the law of increasing return, once the wheel is going, which is more challenging to kind of get started, we got to keep it going, right? So outreach has a tendency, at least from my experience in working with so many people, it has this tendency that it's attended to when things are urgent. Okay, we've got to go do some outreach. We expect really quick, instant results, don't get them, get frustrated. There's a lot going on in the building. And quite frankly, selling senior living, being responsible for sales and move-ins for a community is a really tough job. The responsibilities are great. And one person to be responsible for, 90, 80 plus unit community, to expect that person to do everything is setting a business up for failure. However, understand budgets, although we need to invest in sales. That's our revenue generation. And yes, I know I'm sales and I have a sales training company, but truly, if your business is run by revenue, how much are you investing in your revenue machine, if you will? So kind of going back to the outreach piece, think about, traditional outreach with the, kind of events and community presence and face-to-face and meetings, professional sources, community influencers is really important. It is labor intensive. And because outreach tends to be a longer sale, the rate of return, it can be questionable. Number one, you have to know what your rate of return is. And how much and how consistent, and what's your lead source analysis look like, and what's the percentage of unpaid, what I call unpaid leads or non-aggregators, prospects who move in that don't require a move-in fee, right? They think about what's on my mind is ways to approach outreach heading into 2024 that are doable and that can be assimilated into what you're already doing. Let's talk about digital, or ways to incorporate digital into your marketing, your outreach efforts. Stats shared at Smash last fall, feels like a long time ago already, shared that our prospects finding us on digital, these traditional, let's do TV, let's do radio, let's do a billboard, are long gone. Or if it was working for you, of course, keep doing it, but let's not throw spaghetti against the wall, the precious revenue against the wall. So your marketing, your lead gen efforts your budget's probably primarily in the digital space, right? So if our prospects are finding us on digital, would it make sense that our influencers, referral sources would also respond to digital communication? How I'm coming to you right now. You might be listening to it. You might be watching it on YouTube. You might watch video, or however you listen, it's digital. So here's some thoughts here. I'm going to throw this out here. How much of this type of thing is happening with your resources, your professional resources, your influencers in the community? If your company's not, or you're not using video, do it now. Don't let excuses get in the way. I feel uncomfortable, or don't look great. You know what? I look at some of my videos or I think, oh my gosh, but if I am not a, I'm certainly not a model and not, an actress. Of course, we all want to look decent, but you can't wait till you feel perfect, or you can't wait till you, I really don't love this sweater or whatever. Get on and get on the video. You look great, be yourself, and put some type of video or digital communication in place. Another thing to think about is communicating through social media, potentially LinkedIn. Look on Facebook for the groups. They're your networking groups that have a Facebook page. Make sure you belong, and make sure that you are utilizing the communication in those groups to best maximum benefit. Another thing you can do digitally is make sure that you share what's happening in your community with your professional resources and not just your residents and family, which is great, because that's how another way that to increase that awareness and increase your friends, family, residents, influencers, referrals, which is all, in my opinion, part of outreach, is to make sure that, or come up with a way that those stories are getting in front of your influencers, your referral sources. In closing, if you think outreach is dead, then it's dead. I please don't give up. Please don't say, well, you know what, we're going to just end up having to pay for every single move-in. It's killing your business, killing your bottom line. And salespeople get punished for paid move-ins in quite a bit of time. Well, we're not going to pay them as much if it's a, referral source, an aggregator. Well, it's just as much work to move in a resident or prospect from a paid aggregator source as it is a non-paid. It's the same amount of sales work, and I know it hits the bottom line. I know it's painful from an ops and a P&L perspective. So what is a way to circumvent that? Even it's a game of inches, micro change by 1 move-in a month, by 2 move-ins a month, 3 move-ins in a month. I'm meeting more and more people who are in companies who are really focusing on reducing the number of, in some cases, eliminating the need for those paid aggregators. It's not just about spending more money. As a matter of fact, that's a losing game. Sure, you need to have the budget in place from a customer facing, but let's take a look at what you can do from a digital standpoint in reaching your referral sources, reaching your community influencers, reaching people who may not refer directly, but refer indirectly by being a presence, not only locally, boots on the ground, but in the ways that so many of us communicate, which is this way, digital. Speaking of digital, you can find us, if you're listening to this or watching this, you already know, I'm going to start doing some YouTube lives. I've had some requests for that. We're looking at the best optimum time and day to kind of do a reoccurring and get the invites out for those of you that want to jump on live and have your questions asked or comments addressed. So if you subscribe, you would get those notifications that I'm going live or one of our team is going live. Those are recorded, so if you can't jump on live, certainly you can take advantage of the content at your leisure. We've got workshops coming up. We have online sales training. We are adding 2 courses to our online program. Outreach is one, and mastering senior living sales like 2.0, 3.0. The regional director, sales leader masterclass from last year was all recorded. So that's going to be put in our online platform, available for a very, very reasonable rate. Appreciate you all so much. Let's, beat the predictions that 2024 is going to be still that sort of flat year and to thrive in 25. Certainly we want to thrive in 25. We want to grow in 2024. Focus on the leading measures. Be consistent, be strategic, reach out for help, invest in yourself, invest in your company. We're here to help you. Until next time, I'm Julie Podewitz. Grow your occupancy.